They broke you. They tore you down, left you in the dirt, convinced you'd never rise again. But ask yourself, what happens when you shatter glass? It doesn't stay broken. It forms something sharper, something stronger. So are you going to lie there, waiting for mercy? Or are you ready to rebuild into the weapon you were always meant to be? Life doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't care about your hopes or your dreams. It will break you. Because that's what life does. It tests you. It strips you bare. And when you're lying there, broken and empty, it whispers, "This is it. You're done." But here's the truth. This is where your real journey begins. You think they've crushed you? You think you're shattered beyond repair? You're wrong. They didn't break you. They gave you the chance to rebuild. Every wound, every scar is a mark of survival. They didn't win. They just gave you the fuel to ignite something more powerful. So let me ask you, are you going to let the pain consume you? Are you going to let this darkness define you? Or are you going to stand up and build yourself into something unrecognizable? This is your moment. You can either rise from this or let it bury you. But make no mistake, if you rise, you will be unstoppable. They think they've destroyed you, don't they? They look at you like you're finished, like you're nothing more than a pile of broken pieces. Maybe they've turned their backs on you, or maybe they stabbed you in the heart. Maybe it was life itself that dragged you to the ground and told you there was no way out. But I'm telling you this right now, you're still breathing, aren't you? That's why you've been removing so no one can know what's going on. That's all you need. Life can break you 1,000 times, and you'll keep coming back stronger with every hit. They've thrown their punches. They've tried to bury you. And yet here you are, still standing in the wreckage. Why? Because they don't know what you're made of. They don't understand that when you break, you don't shatter like glass. You break like a blade being tempered in fire. You break and reform. You break and become unrecognizable to the world and to yourself. But here's the thing you need to understand. Rebuilding is not a smooth process. It's not a pretty process. It's going to be messy. You're going to feel the weight of every failure, every betrayal, and every tear you've cried. But you need to feel that. You need to hold on to that anger, that hurt, because it's the fuel that will power your transformation. The more they beat you down, the stronger you become. Every scar is a lesson. Every scar is proof that you've survived. You see, the world wants you to stay broken. It wants you to believe that once you fall, there's no coming back. It's easier for them to watch you fail, to watch you wither in the dark, than to see you rise from the ashes. But that's the game, isn't it? They expect you to stay down. They expect you to crumble. They expect you to quit. And that's where you have the power. You have the power to disappoint them. You have the power to show them that your story isn't over. The question you need to ask yourself is this: will you keep hiding from your own potential? Or will you step into the dark, knowing that it's the only way to find the light? You're at a crossroads right now. You can take the easy route. Stay where you are, stay broken, and let the world win. Or you can look that darkness straight in the eye, smile, and say, "You're not the enemy." You've got the tools to rebuild. The pain, the anger, the desperation. You don't throw that away. You use it. Build your walls higher. Sharpen your edges. Cut through the lies, the doubts, the weakness that others have tried to feed you. You rebuild until they can't recognize you anymore. You rebuild until the world fears what you've become. And don't you dare tell me it's too late. You're never too broken. You're never too far gone. The only thing that can stop you from rebuilding is your own unwillingness to try. Your past is a prison only if you let it be. And right now, the only thing that should matter to you is what you do next. The world will try to remind you of your failures. It'll try to drag you back into the darkness. But you've been there, haven't you? You know that place all too well. And now, it's time to leave it behind. Rebuilding yourself isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about transforming it into something unbreakable. You're not going back to who you were. You're going forward, evolving into something stronger, sharper, and more dangerous than you ever imagined. But you've got to work for it. You've got to fight for it. And you've got to be willing to lose everything, even yourself, in the process. Because what you'll gain at the end is far more powerful than anything you've ever lost. It won't be easy. Hell, it might be the hardest thing you ever do. But that's the point. The harder it is, the stronger you'll become. Stepping past the Near Ascot, the group I'd hoped to reunite with failed. They beat me with every single artifact they had on them at a time like this, and they both fell into my hands. It was ambushment. It was against the final thought. This is the battlefield you're gonna die on. So when they ask you how you did it, when they wonder how you came back from the edge, you won't need to say a word. Your actions will speak louder than any explanation ever could. You've rebuilt, you've risen, and the world will know that they never really broke you. They just made you into a force that can never be undone. You've come so far already, haven't you? You've faced the worst that life has to offer and you're still standing. But don't make the mistake of thinking that the fight is over or that your work is done. You see, the process of rebuilding never truly ends. Every day is another battle, another test of your will. But that's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you unstoppable. After Me Too, the fight said, you're no longer just surviving, you're evolving. You're becoming the version of yourself that others didn't believe you could be. Every mistake you've made, every time you've fallen, has only sharpened you. You're not the same person who was broken. You're something far stronger, far fiercer, and far more resilient. And that's what scares the world. But understand this, the world will never stop trying to bring you down. There will be days when the weight of it all feels unbearable, when you feel like you can't possibly take another step. But in those moments, when the darkness closes in, remember this. You have faced worse, and you survived. Those moments of doubt and fear are just tests. They're not your limits. They're just the echoes of your past, trying to pull you back, but you know better now. You know that you're not defined by the pain you've endured. You're defined by what you choose to do with it. So take every ounce of struggle, every drop of blood, sweat, and tears, and use it to fuel your ascent. You're not a victim anymore. You're a warrior. And warriors don't quit. They rise again, stronger each time. This is your time. This is your moment to show the world that nothing can break you. You've been through hell, and you're still standing. You've learned that the only thing that can truly defeat you is your own unwillingness to rise. Now, you have a choice. You can keep looking at the pieces of your past and feeling sorry for yourself, or you can pick them up and build something new. The power to change, to reball is within you. It always has been. The world wants to see you fail. Don't go to me. It wants to watch you stumble, but you're no longer playing by their rules. You're writing your own story. The one where you come out on top, stronger than ever. This is the moment you stop letting the pain control you. This is the moment you decide that you're not just going to survive, you're going to thrive. You've got the strength, the will, and the resilience to rise from this. And when you do, the world will have no choice but to acknowledge you. So don't wait for someone to save you. Save yourself. Rebuild yourself, brick by brick, until the person you see in the mirror is someone you no longer recognize. Someone unstoppable, someone powerful, someone who's been broken and put back together, stronger than ever. You're the architect of your own future. You're the one who decides whether to stay down or rise. The fight has never been more real, and the choice has never been clearer. Now, get up. Rebuild. Become the version of yourself that you were always meant to be. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.